from every corner of government, from the FBI, the DHS, the HHS, DOD, the Global Engagement Center at State, even the CIA. For every government agency scanning Twitter, there were perhaps 20 quasi-private entities doing the same thing, including Stanford's Election Integrity Partnership, NewsGuard, the Global Disinformation Index, and many others, many taxpayer-funded.
In your testimony describing the cooperation between the federal government and tech companies like Twitter, you stated, quote, "A focus of this growing network is making lists of people whose opinions, beliefs, associations, or sympathies are deemed to be misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation," end quote. What's interesting to me is that what is missing from that list is the word unlawful.
That's true, yes.
And so it notably seems to be missing from the FBI's lexicon.
Grave threat to people of all political persuasions. The First Amendment, an American population accustomed to the right to speak, is the best defense left against the censorship industrial complex. Ordinary Americans are not just being reported to Twitter for de-amplification or deplatforming, but to firms like PayPal, digital advertisers like Xandr, and crowdfunding sites like GoFundMe. As someone who grew up a traditional ACLU liberal, this mechanism for punishment and deprivation without due process is horrifying.
Said that. What he has said is he's not going to reveal his source, and the fact that Democrats are pressuring him to do so is such a violation.
We're asking him about his conversations with Musk.
The gentlelady has not yielded.
But the truth is, we want to focus on protecting the First Amendment. Mr. Schellenberger, you're a Republican.
No, I'm not.
You got any pro-Trump bumper stickers on your car?
I voted for Biden.
Voted for Biden. You know how many MAGA hats laying around your house, right?
I do not.
Yeah, but you said earlier, both you and Mr. Taibbi said this is the most chilling thing you have ever seen as journalists. Mr. Taibbi, the same thing. You're not a Republican either, right?
No, I'm not.
In your background, you're both good liberals, and you come in, and the Democrats' hostility to what you've undertaken is astonishing to behold, but it's part of the picture we're seeing.
In some ways, what you just said undermines the premise of this select committee, which is that the federal government has been organized to weaponize against conservative voices. And of course, what you've just indicated in your testimony is, well, actually, that's not the evidence you found.
No, I think this committee, my understanding is that they're concerned about the weaponization of the government against free speech, which is certainly what we're fighting.
I thank you. My time has expired, but I appreciate your understanding of our committee. I have a different.
Now we know. Now we all know why. You guys said at the outset, this is the most chilling story, and you guys are New York Times bestsellers, award-winning journalists. But in all your time in the journalism field, this issue most important, and how this, I think, what'd you call it, Mr. Schellenberg? This complex. What'd you call it? The
Censorship industrial complex.
Totally, this web of censorship, big government, big tech, NGOs, all this web of censorship that Mr. Bishop was getting into in his line of questioning. That's what this committee is going to get to. And that's not right or left. This is just right or wrong. This is wrong. We know it's wrong, and it's about protecting the First Amendment.
Twitter and Stanford in particular were accused of running a disinformation campaign to hide the truth about a topic no one's allowed to even talk about.
The Virality Project also flagged reports of people contracting COVID after getting vaccinated, true vaccine side effects, and, quote, worrisome jokes. The hall monitors at the Virality Project described all of these instances as disinformation events. The project explicitly targeted, quote, true content which might promote vaccine hesitancy.